What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today I've got a few things I want to talk about. First off, one of, well, I would say probably the best series in gaming, or if not at least one of the best, Final Fantasy, of course. We have the new website for Final Fantasy 16 that dropped, and I've got to say, I mean, it looks amazing. It looks epic. It looks like the story is just going to be huge. It's going to be detailed. It gives me a lot of vibes of Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 12, just kind of mixed into one. Looks a bit of that medieval style, but with a lot of the intrigue and a lot of the political aspects of Final Fantasy 12. So super stoked for that. I got some images and I'll show you here, and we'll also play the trailer. But super excited. Along with that, I've got some pickups that I want to show that just hits in all the nostalgia feels, and also a new game that's semi like Castlevania. So I know a lot of you like Castlevania, I mean myself included. It's an amazing game. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon down below. It really helps out and helps us grow. All right, so let's get right into what's going on today. All right, first off, Final Fantasy 16. For one, I mean, if the trailer came out a few weeks ago with the Sony presentation, and I mean, for one, I was super surprised. You know, it's one of those that didn't even think was coming. 15 didn't seem like it was that far away, and honestly, 15 was quite a letdown. I really enjoyed it at first. The first few chapters and that open world feel of it, the side missions, and just the gameplay in general was awesome. But as if any of you have played it, by the end of it, I don't know, you know, it kind of fizzled out. It honestly seemed like they spent a lot of time with the beginning of the game, and by the time they got to the end of it, they just had a crunch for time. So like, you know what? Let's just skip over things, and just move on. So I'm really hoping that this one doesn't turn out like that. It really doesn't, or it doesn't look like it. Not just the story, but the art style, the characters, and the fact that it does look like it's going to be a mature rated game. Really stoked about that. Not necessarily just for the rating itself, just for the way they can handle the story. I think can go in a lot better directions than the way they could with some of the other ones. So really stoked. If you haven't seen that website yet, go check it out. There's a ton of great artwork for it. There's a lot of detail into the worlds. There's 6 realms that they describe there. 3 of the characters, including the couple of the main ones, along with a bit more details into how the summons work, or they call them Acons, and just, or what they call dominance, which basically it seems like is the ones that can control it. Not really something that you can choose, kind of like how most of the other summons go in a lot of the other Final Fantasies of you get them, you can use them, any character can use them. It looks like it's going to be specific to a single person, so it's going to be very interesting. We'll have to see what's going on with that. Definitely one to keep your eye out for, and one that I'll be for sure picking up as soon as we possibly know. But I do think we'll have to wait probably at least another year. I'd be very surprised if it even comes out next year. Most likely it's going to be a 2022 game. All right, now I'd gotten a couple pickups, and honestly I was very surprised. It was a Halloween sale at Square Enix at their store, and honestly I was very surprised. I'll put a picture up just because it's easier to hold them up, but these are all PlayStation games, all of them greatest hits, which obviously, you know, is what it is. I mean, most of them aren't that expensive in general, but to get the Final Fantasy Chronicles, Chrono Cross, the Final Fantasy Origins, and the Final Fantasy 9, all brand new, sealed, in wrapping. I mean, ooh, it's awesome, you know. And for one of those that, I mean, these are some of the first games I got when I was a kid. I remember getting a PlayStation for Christmas, and well, the very first games I believe I had gotten were Cool Borders 2 and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And then I believe my brother had gotten Final Fantasy 7 and one other ones. I'm not sure. But I do know soon after that, Chrono Cross was one of the pickups I'd gotten, along with Final Fantasy 9. Now, I don't believe I actually ever ended up playing Chrono Trigger on this, or on the PlayStation. I know I played it on the original SNES, and obviously countless systems after that. I believe I have it, I mean, on pretty much everything. But yeah, I don't believe I'll open these, but just having them wrapped like that is just cool. It's gonna, you know, put them on display in my new game room. Obviously that's not this right now, and hence don't mind the paint if you see any of that. I paint in my hair right now and probably in my beard. But I've been finishing my basement, and the new game is going to be down there. That's why I have crap all over the place. It's going to be really exciting, and really excited to have these gems on display. All right. Next, we have it's a game that I saw yesterday. I believe it's fairly new. Came out within the last couple of days. It's called I pronounce it Wallachia. I believe it's in the game they pronounce it Wallachia, but Wallachia: Reign of Dracula. And for those of you who have watched or followed Castlevania in general, but have also watched the Castlevania anime on Netflix, Wallachia is where it's the season 1 is set in, and it's also where Dracula's castle was at the time. And so obviously a lot of tie-ins there, and obviously the name itself is Reign of Dracula. But I downloaded on my Switch yesterday. I'm playing for a little bit, got to stage 2 or 3, and honestly I'm really liking it. It doesn't seem to be as hard as the first few Castlevanias, the side scrollers, especially NES and SNES, but definitely has that feel of you have the weapon, you have a sword and you have a bow. You're picking up items, you're shooting enemies, they're coming at you, and honestly, it's just some good side scroller platformer fun. So if you're a fan of Castlevania and you're a fan of those side scroller platformers, definitely check this one out. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully it has a lot more to it than what I've gotten into so far. Okay, and the last bit of news here, not necessarily video game related, but I mean, who doesn't love Star Wars? And for those of you who haven't seen or just don't know anything about it, Mandalorian season 2 dropped today. I haven't watched any episodes yet. I do plan on watching at least 1 or 2 tonight, but definitely excited. Season 1 had a ton of things in it. Had some great storytelling, great visuals, and honestly just kind of grabbed you. Definitely something that I think Star Wars has been missing lately. It's one of those that, you know, the originals were awesome. Honestly, I didn't mind the prequels, but they definitely weren't great in any way, shape, or form. And then the sequel trilogy, I honestly saw mixed feelings about. I probably need to watch them a few more times before, you know, I give it. I guess before I do my final verdict. But if you haven't seen that, it's definitely one to check out. Mandalorian season 1, it's awesome. I may even watch the first season again before I watch the second one. But all right, and that's all I got for today. But if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, the bell icon down below, as I want to keep doing more content. I got some good Let's Play stuff coming. I'm going to try to do stuff for the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary. That's going to be coming up this coming year. So stay tuned for that. Until then, talk to you later.